Hey, Reliability Gang, this is Brendon Russ, and welcome to Reliability Radio, a JLL production and ReliabilityWeb.com media brand. Day 2 of TRC 2026 in South San Francisco. Another great day kicked off earlier. We had our wrap talks. We had a lot of conversations about people and culture and work coming from Terrence and Maura. Fantastic discussion about making sure that we're all being taken care of at work so we can contribute within reliability and asset management. As well, we have a lot of good vendors out there that are echoing these sentiments, and we want to go through one of those with you guys here today. So we have Jaidev and Kyle from AssetWatch. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
So tell us a little bit about yourselves. Kyle, you want to go first?
Yeah, so lubrication program manager at AssetWatch. I've got about 18 years in maintenance experience. 15 of that's been in the reliability side of things, with about 13 years total in the oil analysis side specifically.
That's awesome. Jaidev?
Firstly, thank you for having us over. My name is Jaidev. I'm the VP of Condition Monitoring. Been with AssetWatch about 7 years now. I lead the condition monitoring team here with the vibration, lubrication, and any other new products kind of rolling up under me. And prior to that, I had some experience in manufacturing. I worked for a company called Saint-Gobain. Been with AssetWatch for a while, and it's been an exciting journey.
Let me ask you guys a quick question. Given your experience level, is lubrication still seen as like a redheaded stepchild, something that anybody can do? Just hand them a grease gun, away you go?
Unfortunately, it does seem to be that way. There's a lot of facilities that are improving. They're seeing the value in it. But unfortunately, there's still a lot of the thought that grease is grease, oil is oil. But we're slowly getting more education out there, and people are starting to change their cultures and really starting to take care of their lubricated assets better.
Jaidev?
Yeah, I think what I see is a lot of people adopting lubrication, taking it seriously, but I think there's also a lack of education. Like, for example, I've seen a lot of customers who have gone down the path of having like an ultrasound gun and using like a grease caddy to actually grease their bearings. I also see some people who have grease caddies, but no ultrasound gun, and they just want to fill the bearing with as much grease as they can, which is going in the right direction, but they don't understand what the effects of that can be. And we see that in the data very often.
Well, some is good, more is better, right?
That's the common thought, but there's a lot of damage that can be done with a grease gun. I mean, just a simple pump action grease gun over greasing a bearing, we can lead to a lot of problems. Blown out seals, increased heat.
Now, why do you think that is? I mean, it's 2026. Proper lubrication practices, I think, are old as us in this conversation. And some of these practices and best practices are the vendors, like your national level oil and grease suppliers. They would tell you to do this when they sell it to you. I know they're trying to make their money, but they're also there to help you. And they also say you need to have good practices or else none of this is going to work. It's in their self-interest to make sure they don't blame the grease or the oil for not working right. Oh, that grease isn't greasy enough, right? It's not tacky enough, right? So why do you think, even though it's pretty wild and understood that you can have a better way to utilize lubrication, the right lubricant, the right place, the right amount, the right time, the right way, why are we still having these conversations?
Yeah, so we're going to go back to that education piece. It's one of those that the more time I spend in industry, the more industries I'm a part of, the places that focus on education, that training their employees, we're always going to see those ones be a lot more successful than those that take no priority in training. So as long as you can see that education is essential to that successful business, you will be successful.
I second what Kyle said, and I think there's probably also culture.
Yeah, so let's kind of go with this. So education, an idea of culture, right? Is it born out of ignorance, or is it born out of not getting the right person to understand and then having that person be your sponsor to help drive some of the basic good practices?
Yeah, I think it's that reactive mindset that's still kind of prevalent in the market that we see today. They're still kind of chasing their tail and trying to react to problems versus trying to stop and think about how to actually implement, say, a good greasing program or lubrication program.
I mean, you guys do lubrication and vibration and all that kind of good stuff. So I got to imagine you guys go into facilities all the time and you're having to impress upon them the need to do these things in a right, consistent manner. And do you guys have to struggle with that? Like to struggle against that mindset that this is an actual science and there's a right way to do this, and here are the benefits. So please let us do this for you.
While we do have customers who are like what you're explaining, I think we have had a lot of instances where people have turned around as well. We initially come in, we don't just pull oil samples because that's just a part. That's not an actual lubrication program. You need to understand how you store your oil, how you transfer your oil, how you administer the oil into the asset. Like all those aspects are so important. And we've seen a lot of customers, and we consult on this as well. We tell our customers to do it in a certain way, and we've seen them change their habits and behaviors. And then you can see that in the oil analysis reports itself. Like you'll see the contamination go down, you'll see your oil part, your ferrous debris, all of that go down. And in the end, they have more reliable assets. It probably takes maybe a year or two to get to that stage where you can be very reliable and you actually trust the data.
Is that more like the Missouri concept? You need to show it to me first before I believe it?
There is a lot of that. One of the steel mills that I work with, early on, we identified very dirty oil at their facility. Recommended them get a filter cart, recommended specific filters for them to use. And the feedback I got almost immediately was, we hooked up this filter cart and we plugged the filters immediately. Their oil is just that dirty. And
Everything's fine.
Yep. And I told them, I said, keep with it. This is expected. We're starting from very dirty oil. It is going to plug filters. We're removing that debris. It's filling those filters. They're doing their job. Stick with it. Change those filters. Keep going.
This is where you got the thing like, well, that was a brand new drum of oil.
Exactly. Yeah. So they went from changing filters every day to every 2 days, every 4 days, once a week, once every 2 weeks. After 6 months talking with this customer again, they're like, look, I didn't believe it at first. I did not believe this filter cart was going to help us as much as it did. But we made the modifications to the gearboxes. We started implementing this. Now we go look at our sight glasses, and the oil's no longer black. The oil looks like new oil again. It's like, see? And it's not that hard to implement. They're like, no, it takes 5 minutes to hook up the filter cart.
Now that sounds like something that you read in a brochure. So for those of us that have been down that road of the journey, like we get that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the mindset of somebody that just sees that? And that story's not new, right?
It's not.
It's not a very, proprietary story, right? Why do you think it is that people just decide that that's nonsense? Like it's a black magic or vaporware?
Some of the facilities that we go into, interacting with the managers, interacting with the floor level technicians, there's still, in a lot of places, this is the way we've always done it mentality. I don't necessarily want to say it's ignorance, but you don't know what you don't know. So getting these things out there to these people, getting these success stories out to these customers, being like, look, we can achieve this. We can do better. We can avoid these seemingly random failures by just taking care of our assets better, by getting ahead of things using these predictive maintenance technologies to see what's actually going on at our facilities. So showing them some wins and then building that buy-in has gone a long ways.
I know you told us that you're a Cat 3 vibration analyst. So pivoting kind of to vibration, and I'll bring it back to this. I think the reason why vibration is really successful is because you can see it, you can feel it. Sometimes you can smell it, unfortunately. But
you can smell that bad vibration.
Yeah, you can smell like a bad bearing or something that's burnt. But yeah, I think the reason why vibration does well is because it's slightly lower down on the PF curve, and people can see it and believe it.
It's a little more tactical.
It's
right?
more tangible.
It's like you can. It's a little more instantaneous. Kind of like think about infrared, right? Problem, bam, or ultrasound, problem, bam, right? Oil analysis may be a little. You send it off, you get a report back in a day or two, and it's the machine's still running most of the time. So, and vibration's like a nice middle ground between, I found something right before it's about to crack and something that might be a problem 6 months down the line.
Yeah, that's exactly why we went down the path of having a lubrication program at AssetWatch, because we were patting ourselves on the back thinking that we are solving all these bearing issues and all these gear mesh issues. But the truth is we really weren't solving them. We were just causing our customers to replace these assets, and they were spending more money. So the right thing to do was to have a lubrication program that can actually get to the root cause of all these issues. And that has actually helped us a lot, and it has helped our customers a lot as well. Where they now see everything in one place, they understand what the root cause of the issues are. And we have seen a lot of times where vibration may not say something till the very last moment, and oil analysis is saying something maybe 1 or 2 years out. And we presented on this yesterday as well. So yeah, I think our customers are believing it now more as they adopt it. And certainly education is going a long way, and there's a lot of awareness in the market now as well.
So kind of what I'm getting out of that for those of us playing the home game is you can have all the data you want, but you got to make it matter. You got to make it translate tangible to the person that you're giving that to, help them understand the reality of that, and not some sort of less engineering fashion, right? Something that's direct and relatable. Thank you guys for coming on the podcast and giving us that message today. It was pretty cool. As we start to wind down this session, Kyle, Jaidev, is there any final words of wisdom you want to give to the audience? Jaidev, you want to go first?
Sure. I think, at least from experience, from what we've seen, it takes a lot of time, patience, and effort to actually get to a state where you feel very confident and comfortable with your condition monitoring program. And it helps to start somewhere. We see a lot of customers just getting caught in analysis paralysis, sometimes for even years, where they're not able to make a decision. And they don't realize in those intervening years how much they've lost. So just closing words of wisdom would be start somewhere. It'll make you ask the right questions because you don't even know what questions to ask at this point.
Get started, and we heard that from just before this, like low-hanging fruit, something that's you can really get those quick wins. Start small, like a little pilot, just to be able to show the value of it, and then move on from there.
Exactly.
Excellent. Kyle?
Yeah, at the start of a lot of predictive maintenance programs, you start identifying a lot of issues that you didn't know you had. You're going to see a lot more work orders generated. You're going to see a lot more work initially as you get back to a very good state.
Just like your story about the filter cart.
Don't be intimidated by it. Stay the course. You will get through that rough spot, and then you're going to see your reliability dramatically improve.
You're going to spend more time and effort to find the problems, and guess what? You found problems, and now you got to deal with them, right, before you get out of there. That's that valley of despair.
Yep, your technicians are going to be holding coffee cups instead of wrenches, so you'll be finding more work for them before long.
Excellent. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate both of you coming on with me today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Awesome. And for everybody else out there, we'll catch you next time on Reliability Radio.